Hi everyone, it's Jay here, and these are the manga and manhwa releases for the first half of September. Starting with Kodansha, Anyway, I'm Falling in Love with You Volume 8. Iru has been left feeling rejected and alone. The neighbourhood New Year's Eve party is coming up, and it wouldn't be the same without the whole gang together. Can Iru learn to embrace his real self without losing the people he loves most? Initial D Omnibus Volume 7. A death match with no time limit. A brutal battle of endurance with no clear advantage. Takumi and Wataru race through the treacherous mountainous roads with their 8-6s. This true test in driving ability and acumen will end whenever someone runs out of stamina. Who will go the distance? This edition includes volumes 13 and 14. Raw, A Star in the Abyss Volume 2. Spirited away from the only home she ever knew, Misato has endured 10 long years of misery at the hands of the Tojo family, with her friend Yoshiki as her only solace. During a desperate attempt to escape her suffocating life, she encounters Joe, a man with show business connections who hopes to bring out her true potential as an actress. However, the other Tojo family members have no interest in watching Misato succeed. Instead, digging their claws deeper and deeper. Tune into The Midnight Heart Volume 3. Shinobu's Grand Sports Day confession service was a smashing success, but what Arisu wasn't expecting was for the last confession to be for him. He is almost certain that it was Apollo, and what's more, it almost seems like a love confession. But how will he be able to respond when the confessions are all anonymous? Just as he's given up hope of figuring it out, Apollo secretly reaches out and calls him up to the confession booth where she's waiting for him. For the first time since he started his search, he knows exactly where Apollo will be, and now there is only a single door and a string telephone standing between them. But are either of them actually ready for the truth? Finland Saga Deluxe Volume 8. The struggle for leadership of the Jomsvikings surges towards a gruesome climax that represents the most arduous test Thorfinn has faced since he forswore the life of a warrior. When all is blood and tumult, how can peace be found? This includes volumes 22 to 24 and new bonus content. A Kingdom of Quartz Volume 3. Just when things are looking up, a mishap during a magic class triggered Blue's dark power and left Tanith cursed. Blue is then seized by the Seraphim, the church's pitiless adjudicators, and taken before the king to answer for her crime. The king seems all too willing to put her to death, but Cassian and Killian step forward to plead for her life. Can Blue undo the curse on Tanith and prove her innocence, or is it too little, too late? Magic Knight Rayearth 2 Volume 2. Magic Knights Hikaru, Umi and Fu fight for the world and people they love. But the more they learn of Sephiroth's pillar system and the mysterious path of the pillar, the more they fear Sephiroth's tragic past will only repeat itself. Which path leads to a brighter future? Reanima Volume 2. There's no rest for the weary as far as the Enforcement Bureau is concerned. With their next mission lined up, Kara and Shinano must go undercover to assist another agent, Harasu Sakazuki, in a major Reanima drug bust. It doesn't take long for them to realise, however, that there may be more to the mission than anyone realises, and that it might hit Kara especially close to home. Will a precious piece of his past slip through his fingers again? Tank Chair Volume 5. Yuri contacts Shizuki for the first time in several years after leaving Guicheng Island, declaring that she will revive Nagi. But what will it take to revive Nagi in the worst neighbourhood in the universe? And will Sensei allow it to happen? And what does it mean by needing a parapsychic surgeon? Thunder 3 Volume 6. After infiltrating the enemy mothership, Pyontaro is finally reunited with Futuba. The only thing standing between them and freedom is the alien's mechanical monster, the Gravitex Gigant. Meanwhile, as the fires of war die down in Shibuya, one of the aliens who fought against the Emperor makes a certain proposal to rebellion. With a dog and a cat, every day is fun. Volume 8. From silly games to sleepy cuddles, Hidekichi is back to share the everyday joys brought by two special companions. Inukun and Neko-sama. Even in old age, their presence fills each moment with warmth, laughter, and an endless supply of cuteness. And as Hidekichi embarks on a new chapter in her life, a third furry friend, Gara-san, makes a stylish entrance. Blend S Volume 3. It might be winter, but things in the cafe are getting hotter than ever. There's something in the air between Kaho and Akizuki, and Mafuyu is getting shockingly close with that customer who asked her out. Is the manager going to be left behind? Not when he's making plans for an overnight ski trip and a romantic confession to Maika on the slopes. Also from Yen Press, Mono Volume 3. Whether it's brain-freezing shaved ice, spine-tingling horror flicks, mouth-watering donburi, or building custom keyboards, the Cine Photo Club knows how to make the most of a relaxing weekend. A new series called Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill. When Mukada Tsuyoshi is summoned to a world of swordplay and sorcery, he's pumped to go on the adventure of a lifetime. Just one problem. He's summoned by mistake. Not only is he not one of the 3 heroes, his stats are also laughable. Looks like he'll be averagely average in this world too. But given that the people of the kingdom seem the type to take advantage of their heroes, Mukoda's determined to make his own way in this new world. Mukoda aims to lead a comfortable life with the help of his unique skill, online supermarket. But when he introduces the taste of modern cooking to the fantasy world, Tsuyoshi winds up with repeat customers who just can't get enough. Chained Warrior Volume 12. Watch out, the gods have made their move. The Demon Defense Force is under attack in every region, and to their horror, there are peach users among the hordes of Shuki. What's more, Konomi Tatara, the commander of the 1st Squad, is ambushed by none other than the former commander of the 7th Squad, who has new godly powers. It's All Your Fault Volume 2. Shiho, with newfound online popularity and a photo collection to sell at Comiket in the works, finally feels like her cosplay career is starting to take off. But amid all the likes, shares and praise is a single anonymous hater who turns out to be a fellow member of the SM Society, Moeka Todo. Not only is she clearly jealous, but she also has the nerve to drag cosplay for being unoriginal. Shiho can't wait to give the girl a piece of her mind, until she discovers something that puts Moeka's behaviour into perspective. Land Volume 1. One shall live and the other shall die. The younger sister ran through the fields, happy to live with the father who loved and adored her in the peaceful village, under the watchful gaze of the 4 gods. Her elder twin ran through the mountains, swearing vengeance against the man who abandoned her to the very beasts she was hunting, her own father. When their paths finally cross, the terrible truth of their birth is revealed, and Anne is left with a difficult decision. Follow her twin to the mountains and beyond, as she so desperately desires, or condemn her for trying to take her most precious person away. Murcielago Volume 25. The perfumer finally arrives at the base of the Yamatsukami family's mountain, where the Tozakura lies dormant. To protect the crumbling Tozakura, she consumes it, resulting in a grotesque transformation that greatly amplifies her power. Driven by an intense will to survive, she sets her sights on her biggest threats, Kuroko and Hinako. Can they hope to stand against a vicious beast with nothing left to lose? Seirei Gensoki Spirit Chronicles Volume 10. When Ryo discovers that Professor Celia is about to marry the contemptible Charles Abor, he infiltrates the royal castle to confirm her feelings directly. Unfortunately, it's all too clear to him the marriage will not be a happy one. He offers to help Celia escape, but with the threat of the Arbor's retribution toward her father looming large in her mind, Celia rejects Ryo's help and resigns herself to her fate. Knowing he has few other options to liberate his beloved professor, Ryo hatches a plan that will pit him against the might of an entire army. Will his bold ploy manage to obstruct Celia's unholy matrimony? The Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows Volume 2. Krishna finds herself in mortal peril when she follows up on a lead about Kalandor's involvement in child trafficking, but luckily, Xenos is there to save her in the nick of time. Xenos earns the knight's appreciation and thus adds another unique lady to his ever-growing list of difficult patients. Meanwhile, a certain healerless party discovers that maybe, just maybe, They've made a terrible mistake, and they decide to make it Xenos' problem. With trouble hot on his heels, Xenos finds his wish for anonymity quickly becoming a pipe dream. From Titan Comics, Yan Volume 2. This series transports readers between modern-day Taiwan and a bleak dystopian future. What began as a personal vendetta has become a race to save the world from an AI-ruled apocalypse. As the group leaps through time, they must uncover buried secrets from Taiwan's past to alter a chilling future that looms just ahead. The resurrected Peking opera performer Tie Hua, as deadly as she is enigmatic, is joined by a disgraced detective, a missing Go prodigy with visions of the future, and a suspicious time traveller, each playing a role in this tangled narrative. Sanda, Volume 1. In a near-future Japan, Christmas has faded into myth, and the birth rate has dropped so dramatically that children are now the most precious commodity. Society has artificially extended adolescence to preserve their youth, and traditional holidays like Christmas are a mere legend of the past. Volume 1 introduces Sanda Kazushige, a middle school student who unexpectedly becomes entangled in a strange and dangerous mystery. When his classmate Fuyumura Shiori accuses him of carrying a curse that could help find her missing friend, Ono Iche, Sanda's life takes a dramatic turn. Together they embark on an incredible adventure to unravel the truth behind Ichi's disappearance and uncover the hidden magic of Christmas itself. As they delve deeper into the mystery, they confront the true meaning of friendship, trust, and the possibility of magic in a world that has all but forgotten it. This is Volume 1 of a 16-volume saga. From Sublime, Engage Volume 3. Mei's bold confession to Naru leads to a moment of intimacy as the two try to identify the emotions now brewing within the older man. But when Mei discovers that Naru's protection has always stemmed from a combination of duty and selflessness, a nagging doubt arises. Is it possible Naru's acceptance of his confession was out of mere obligation and not genuine love? Megumi and Tsugumi, Volume 6. Omega Tsugumi has only just transferred to Kokonoe, the All-Alpha Academy, and he's already dropped a bomb by declaring to the school that he and Megumi will be mates. Megumi, on the other hand, is more focused on Tsugumi's safety. Despite it all, they're able to settle in to enjoy their remaining high school years together, or so they thought. A new teacher arrives who seems dead set on splitting them up, and a group of alphas attack Tsugumi's class as a prank. From Viz Media, A Star Brighter Than the Star Volume 3. When Sai comes to a friend's defense, Koki ends up defending Sei's reputation with his fists. In the infirmary, Sei meets Subaru, a charming girl who might be Koki's secret crush. Meanwhile, some of Sei's friends think she's dating Shy Yota. Appearances can be deceiving, especially when emotions are running high. Blue Box Volume 17. With exams over, summer vacation is finally in full swing. Taiki and Chinatsu go on a secret date to the fireworks festival, but their romantic time together is cut short when they run into other AMA students. Can they keep hiding their relationship from their friends and classmates? Dark Gathering Volume 15. As the battle against Yin Jiao rages on, a deadly new spirit enters the fray, the legendary Oni Shuten Doji. While Yayoi struggles to hold her own against an incarnation of calamity itself, Eiko and Keitaro will have to find some way to survive in a head-to-head confrontation with one of Japan's most terrifying monsters. Gokurakugai Volume 4. A mysterious man named Yoru approaches Tao as she investigates a shrine where a series of murders transpired. His appearance leaves Tao stunned. He's a spitting image of Jin, her little brother who went missing 9 years ago. What secrets lie in Tao's past, and how will she deal with the monster standing before her now? Kaiju No. 8, Volume 14. Thanks to the efforts of the new generation of soldiers, Kafka makes it in time to save Mina Ashiro from Kaiju No. 8. Not only that, he has a host of improved Defense Force-style combat techniques tailored to fight his enemy. But with Kaiju No. 9 able to access a wealth of martial arts knowledge, will Kafka's refined battle techniques stand a chance? Kaiju No. 8 B-Side Volume 2. In this second of 2 volumes, a young Shinomiya finishes her battle with a killer crustacean-type kaiju in a training exercise full of surprises. Then the action focuses on Narumi's past. He's got all the potential in the world, but an attitude destined to squander it. Can Vice Captain Itami straighten him out? Kaze Hikaru Volume 33. Posing as a man, Sei trains with the Shinsengumi and does her best to survive the turbulent times. She knows that former Councillor Ito is manipulating the Shinsengumi for selfish reasons, but the leadership hasn't caught on. Meanwhile, Nakamura Goro, an Ito sympathizer and hopeless romantic, takes it upon himself to try to rescue Sei. Unfortunately for Goro, a tender relationship has developed between Sei and Sojo, the only Shinsengumi member who knows her secret. Nue's Exorcist Volume 2. Shiroha Fujino, a talented exorcist dispatched by one of the ancient exorcist families, launches her attack on Gakuro. It seems that Nue has a plan to counter this attack in mind, but the resolution she proposes to Shiroha leaves Gakuro baffled. After the battle, the occult club takes a little trip to the beach, to defeat spirits of course. The King's Beast Volume 6. After a fierce battle that leaves Boku gravely injured, Prince Kogai jumps into the fray with Rongetsu. When they finally slash their way through the battlefield, the general has one last trick up his sleeve that could change the tide of the battle in his favour. Wolf Girl and Black Prince Volume 15. After agonising over what to do after graduation, Erika has finally found her calling, but will she have to choose between her passion for art and her passion for Kyoya? Meanwhile, the class says farewell to high school with a glittering prom, and that means getting the guys into suits. Deadpool Samurai Volume 3. It's been a while since Deadpool has checked in with the Avengers Samurai Squad, so when he returns to Japan, it's no holds barred. Komi Can't Communicate Volume 35. Komi's final year of high school is going great, and she's getting close to her goal of 100 friends, but her younger brother Shosuke isn't having the same luck. Recently, a menacing new group led by Tadano's sister has started to target him, and they're determined to make him smile. Minecraft the Manga Volume 3. Meet Owl, an expert sniper with the mod power of clairvoyance. On top of that, he's a friend of Nico's long-lost father. Nico's adventure is still getting started, and it looks like his father blazed an amazing trail for him to follow. Seraph of the End Volume 33. Yuichiro and Michaela desperately try to reach Shikamadu before Shinoa can consume him, but they have more foes to face. Meanwhile, Ferid is on the hunt, consuming vampires one at a time, and his next target is Cruel Teps. And while she should be able to stand against him on her own, Ferid has help from an unexpected ally. Splatoon Splatlands Volume 5. After falling asleep on the train to Inkopolis Square, Goggles wakes up in a city drained of colour. Now it's up to him and his friends to unravel the mysteries of this new world, including the ominous-looking spire of order. What awaits them inside? Tsumiki Ogami's Not So Ordinary Life Volume 2. After receiving a pile of thank you notes from his classmates, Yutaka realises that maybe, just maybe, he's beginning to grow closer to them. When the sports festival rolls around, two of Tsumiki's rivals challenge her to a duel for glory. Yutaka is ready to give his all and cheer for Tsumiki, but right before the final relay race, someone from his past comes back to haunt him, threatening to undo all the work he's done to grow more confident. Yashahime Princess Half-Demon Volume 7. Tawa, Setsuno, and Moroha continue their westward journey by venturing toward Hakata, where Zero awaits them. However, a horde of undead soldiers have swamped the port of Hakata. Without hesitation, the three girls jump into the fray. The Strange House Volume 4. As they investigate the Katabuchi family home, their fear grows. What dark secrets has the family been hiding? The mysteries deepen, but at least one has been solved, the identity of Yu-chan's murderer. Yet that is only the beginning of the strange, disturbing truth. The World's Fastest Level Up Volume 6. Just as Rin completed the remote magic tower, his younger sister Hannah became embroiled in a life-or-death situation of her own. A unique skill-stealing killer has targeted Hannah for her stock skill, and he may be even more OP than Rin. Also from 7 Seas Entertainment, Heroine, Saint, No, I'm an All Works Maid and Proud of It Volume 4. Because of the vicious attack at the spring ball, the academy has decided it would be safer to build dorms for the students so they can stay on campus. The school also asks each student to bring help from home. So Melody will be going to school with Luciana. However, the school needs time to build the dorms, so our girls get an unexpected vacation, with enough time to get in all sorts of trouble. Drugstore in Another World Volume 11. An insect bite has Noella down in the dumps. Reiji makes her some medicine to help her deal with the bite, but when the spirit of the lake Vivi shows up with a swarm of insects, Noella is furious. Will Noella's hatred of bugs end her friendship with Vivi? Choking on Love Volume 3. Hibari has finally admitted she's in love with Gaku, and these two unlikely lovebirds are officially dating. Unaccustomed to the whirlwind lifestyle of a free-spirited guy like Gaku, Hibari does her best to keep her head above water in both her relationship and her classes. But things get more complicated when she learns the true identity of a popular rival musician, and it looks like he's not interested in staying in the friend zone. Kuma 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 Bear Volume 12. Everyone in Cromania flocks to taste Yuna the Bear Girl's shortcake, but will Yuna get the reaction she's hoping for? Then, after getting an invitation to Misa's birthday party, Yuna visits another town, but there's something fishy going on and Misa could be in danger. Baked goods crumble into intrigue in the latest Bear Girl bonanza. Level 1 Demon Lord and One Room Hero Volume 9. After defeating Baphomet, the fearsome drill sergeant of the demonic army, Max and the gang dive headfirst into the world of demons, but the demonic realm has changed since Max's last sortie during his hero days, and formidable foes stand between him and his objective, the Demon Lord's castle. Volume 3 of I Got Married to the Girl I Hate Most in Class. Arch enemies Akane and Saito got married because their grandparents forced them. They only agreed so their families wouldn't stand in the way of their dreams, and they kept the marriage secret from their classmates. Nobody was supposed to fall in love. Now Akane's finding herself telling Saito to stay away from other girls as she becomes aware of her feelings. Meanwhile, Saito considers what Akane is to him. Could this marriage of convenience turn into a love match? The Princess I Loved in My Past Life is Now a Middle-Aged Dad Volume 1. Once upon a time, a princess and knight loved each other very much, but they never tied the knot. The two vowed to find each other in their next lives. Bartholomew, the knight, has been reborn as a high school student named Haruto and has spent his whole life searching for Princess Claudia. But when he finally finds his princess, she's a 50-something high school vice principal and a father, but this knight loves his princess in any form. On the other hand, Claudia is self-conscious about now being a middle-aged man with a dad bod and how others might perceive a relationship with a younger man. The princess just isn't ready to accept Bartholomew's feelings yet. Can the young knight win over his fated love? I'm running for Crown Princess, but all I want is a steady paycheck. Volume 1. Therese, the daughter of an impoverished marquis, works hard day and night to save every penny she can, just to scrape by. One day she's offered a chance to change her status and situation by competing to become the next royal consort. Therese hesitates, unsure that someone as poor as herself could ever be a consort, and decides to decline the opportunity. That is, until she learns that just being a candidate could lead to a high-paying position as a lady-in-waiting. Determined to take the chance, she decides to go for it, but when she arrives at the castle, she realises that this competition is way more cutthroat than she anticipated. Can Therese's down-to-earth attitude keep her safe and above the fray, or will this contest cost her everything? Let Me See the Real You Senpai Volume 1. Haruki is a shut-in who has a hard time talking to people in real life, but online he's an enigmatic VTuber with over 7,000 followers. It took 5 years to grow his fanbase, but he's hit a serious plateau. When he gets a chance to collab with you, a brand new femboy VTuber, he gets a huge boost in followers, and maybe a friend too. But when they finally meet in real life, it turns out that the voice behind you is actually an incredibly handsome man. Can you bring out Haruki's true nature and help him be more comfortable in his own skin? Skip and Loafer Volume 11. Seasons change for Mitsumi and the crew, and everyone is looking forward to the most exciting trip of their high school career, the second-year overnighter. Aware that they have precious little time left as high schoolers, Mitsumi and Sosuke fulfill a promise from long ago. Dungeon Friends Forever Volume 5. This is a romantic comedy about a dragon girl and a future dragon floor boss. The exam to select the new boss of Floor 45 is underway, and unbeknownst to Ryuka, fans made it to the second round under his alter ego Pan. But while the fearsome warrior pretends to be a weakling satyr, more sinister plots are at play. The poisoned dragon princess is attempting to use the exam to unseat Ryuka, take over the wormhole, and create an area just for poison monsters. The Dragon Knight's Beloved Volume 9. Melissa's engagement to Lord Hubert has been officially recognised, and day by day she's learning more about the Wingriff family's special duties. It will take all her strength and dedication to do right by her role. Starting with a trip to the port city of Litia. It's not all stress and duty though. With Hubert, the White King, and Blue by her side, she's sure to make some heartwarming memories. Isekai Affair. 10 years after defeating the Demon King, the hero cheats on his wife with a warrior woman who lost her husband. Volume 3. The legendary hero Yuta's affair with his former party member, the warrior Luca, has taken them around the world, but when the Minister of Finance discovers their secret, can the two keep it all from crashing down? This is the final volume of the series. Rose and Maiden Collector's Edition Volume 3. Jun was content to live his life as a teenage recluse, but ends up drawn into a supernatural battle known as the Alice Game. A visit from Kanaria brings some excitement to the Sakurada household. A brief moment of respite gives the Rose and Maidens a chance to connect with their masters. But the seventh doll, Kirakisho, begins to take action behind the scenes. The youngest sister, who lacks a physical body, extends her evil hand towards Hinaichigo and even Suiginto. The Legend of Dororo and Hyakimaru Volume 10. Long ago, Dororo's father, Chief Hibukuro, secretly hid a motherlode of gold, intending for it to be used by victims of war. However, since his death, the only clue to its location is drawn upon Dororo's back. Now, Hibukuro's right-hand man Itachi and Dororo meet across the shore from Bone Cape, set on using the gold for its original purpose. But with the sea separating them from their destination, haunted by spirits, and Itachi's crew not being quite as benevolent as their boss, will Dororo really be able to protect her father's legacy? Diary of a Female Lead Volume 4. After Senna discloses he can't be just friends with her anymore, Aoi has no idea how to act around him, and a class hangout makes things even more awkward between the two. Being around her classmates outside of school gives Aoi the opportunity to see yet another side of Senna though. One that makes her heart race like never before. Is she ready to take the plunge on her perfect romance, or will she continue to deny her ever-growing feelings? Dance in the Vampire Bund, Age of Scarlet Order Volume 15. The ultimate battle rages as Angie and her allies fight for their lives against the unstoppable vampire god. The situation grows dire, pushing everyone to their limits, and just when all hope seems lost, a wild plan emerges. But will their plan be enough to stop this ancient evil, or is the final fight just beginning? Call to Adventure, Defeating Dungeons with a Skill Board Volume 10. Operation Retake Okushiri Island is underway, with Haruki's team participating alongside some major A-listers. As if that weren't exciting enough, each team will be live streamed, giving Haruki a once-in-a-millennium chance at fame. In the middle of their mission, a member of Masatsuku's team approaches him. She seems to have a history with Akane, but how their past will affect their current quest remains to be seen. Parallel Paradise Volume 23. The throne room and the queen remain untouched as Yota fails to take the guardian witch Yelia down. Lee Mary hatches a plan, but it involves subjecting themselves once again to Yalia's mental onslaught. What will it take to defeat the powerful guardian witch? The Eccentric Doctor of the Moonflower Kingdom Volume 11. The Empress has fallen mysteriously ill. Fearing the worst, Kyun realizes his only option is to send in his trusted secret weapon, Koyo. Disguised as a court lady, the young doctor will need to infiltrate the palace and protect the Empress's life at all costs. Let the secret mission begin. A new series called His Sensual Whisper. After a missed connection years ago, office worker Mizuho developed an irresistible craving for deep, sultry voices. With such a unique fetish, she's been on the hunt for that perfect tone to satisfy her desires. When she meets Hibino, a handsome salesman with a voice that's smooth as velvet, at a company drinking party, Mizuho can't help but melt. Is Hibino the passionate partner she's been waiting for? Or will her hopes for a true connection fall on deaf ears? Magic Maker: How to Create Magic in Another World Volume 1. One man's desire for magic sends him to a new world where magic could be possible. Little Shion has a secret. He's the reincarnation of a man from another world who died longing for magic. Hoping that he might at last harness the power of magic in this new world, he finds that magic doesn't exist here either. But when Shion visits a lake with his sister, he witnesses a mysterious phenomenon that seems like the magic he yearns for. If magic does not exist, can he make it himself? This fantasy manga series is inspired by the light novels. From Tokyo Pop, Reincarnated in a Mafia Dating Sim Volume 2. Once the beloved granddaughter of a Yakuza Don, Francesca Calvino has been reincarnated as the daughter of a mafia family in the fantasy world of the dating sim she played in her past life. Her goal: to cleverly stay out of the game's main story, avoid the brewing mob war, and leave the world of organised crime behind for a peaceful life. But it won't be easy with the handsome and manipulative Leonardo Aldini, the major villain of the game, who also happens to be her fiancé, meddling in her affairs. She agrees to attend a high society party with him, where she begins to believe she may have more in common with him than she thought. Eternal Covenant Volume 1. After being abandoned by his parents, Ian Gloucester is taken in by a powerful church member named Cardinal Brixton, who raises him to rise amongst the ranks to become a decorated knight of the Knights Templar. But Ian is hiding a big secret, one that the Cardinal intends to keep hidden. Ian is cursed, meaning he can harness his internal energy and turn it into raw power. As Ian struggles to keep his secret hidden, he encounters a mysterious noble named Jack, who helps him control his magic. In the process of working together, he uncovers corruption in his beloved city of Derwin, as well as new feelings for Jack. This high-action fantasy romance is the first volume in the series that explores the themes of identity, loyalty, and the quest for self-acceptance. Do You Really Only Want a Meal? Volume 1. Masamune Hanzawa, a 27-year-old office worker with no time for love or cooking, reluctantly tries a housekeeping service at his section chief's suggestion. Enter Natsuki, a charming college student and his boss's son, who quickly captures Masamune's heart. After their first meeting, Natsuki boldly confesses his feelings, leaving Masamune torn. Though undeniably attracted to Natsuki, Masamune hesitates due to their age difference and the potential complications of dating his superior's son. As they navigate meals and growing emotions, Masamune must decide whether to embrace this unexpected chance at love or let it slip away. You Can't Live All on Your Own Volume 2. Shuko, Eika, and Misako and Shio are roommates and friends making their way in the busy world of Tokyo, Japan. Together they've been through thick and thin, but the pressures of adult life are beginning to take their toll. Shuko worries that her laid-back nature is preventing her from finding love, but is romance what she really wants? Things grow fraught as career-driven Eika works herself to burnout, finding herself taking out her frustration on her friends. Despite Misaki's best efforts to win the love of her boyfriend, he tells her that he's not interested in marriage or even in deepening their 2-year relationship. Meanwhile, warm-hearted Shio is caught up by worries about her friends and what the future might bring for them. From Square Enix, Just Like Mona Lisa Volume 7. Hinase tries femininity on for size with a girls' day. A makeover, baking, and crafting ensue when Kinosaki leads Hinase in stereotypically feminine activities with their female friends. Then, Hinase's beach day with Ritsu and Shiori becomes an unexpected test when they have to decide on a swimsuit. The Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest Volume 26. Despite sailing on a ship prone to self-detonation, Matthias and crew have managed to reach their desired destination with little trouble. The rare Bodolite ore is within reach, but Matty must get past a mighty ether dragon while having all mobility spells hindered by the strange magical environment. Assassin and Cinderella Volume 2. Now married to Omi the Assassin, Neneko, the spy, is getting to know her target more intimately than ever before. Just as his advances are starting to win her over, she receives a new order from her boss to go on the offensive at the newlyweds' upcoming honeymoon. The Emperor's Caretaker Volume 4. Lin Hua is secretly engaged to Prince Soren, the most breathtaking man in all of Gwangyang, but their relationship must stay hidden until Emperor Ziyao becomes of age. Trouble brews when the new Chancellor of the Left sets his sights on Lin Hua, sparking a confrontation with Soren. Meanwhile, the stage is set for a new era as the selection of Emperor Ziyao's inner circle begins. A new series called Bride of the Death God. When a death god appears before Ibi, a girl suffering from an incurable disease, he expects her to cry and beg for her life like all the other humans he's brought to the afterlife. But she simply smiles and thanks him for coming to her. After a lifetime of suffering and with only 7 days left to live, will Ibi finally find happiness in the arms of a reaper? This is the story of a death god who was welcomed for the first time, and a young woman no longer welcome in her own world, a tale of love that even death cannot part. So these are most of the manga and manhwa being released in the first half of September. There's quite a lot of new series this half of the month, and I really like the sound of a lot of these manga volumes. I hope there's something there that you want to buy. If there is, feel free to use the code Jay'sManga at SciFier.com. It gets you an extra 5% off their already discounted prices. I hope you have a fantastic manga buy month, everyone. Bye!